I'm gonna tell you the exact thing that'll put you ahead of 99% of people when it comes to Bitcoin. And it's this, it's focusing on the amount of Bitcoin units you have. And when I say units, I'm saying like, because I don't say shares, like they're not shares because Bitcoin isn't a stock. And understanding that is exactly what will put you ahead of 99% of people. Bitcoin is fully in a different bucket. It's in a weird, wonky bucket that people are still arguing over even what it is. And so to put you ahead of 99% of people, you need to figure out what you believe it is, what you think it is, and then not focus every single day on simply the exchange rate of it for US dollars, because the US dollar is currently the global reserve currency of the world, right? So that's the main way that we communicate, our salary, the price of our house, price of eggs, price of lunch, whatever, right? And that's the main way that we think about stocks or homes or cars or investments also, right? Is its price in USD, okay? That's why I like using the word exchange rate. That's why I always go with the word exchange rate, because the exchange rate between Bitcoin and USD, yes, is fluctuating up and down all the time and is always all over the place, totally. Which is why it's not a helpful unit to focus on when you're first getting started. When you're first getting started and you wanna just jump right ahead of 99% of other people that aren't paying attention, just simply focus on 0.01. You wanna get to 0.01 Bitcoin, start there. And once you're there, then take it again, 0.01 at a time. Take it 0.01 at a time. And whatever your salary is, whatever your cadence is, whatever your personal finance habits are, dial it in with your family on this is why Bitcoin is interesting. This is why Bitcoin isn't going away. This is why Bitcoin is different than stocks. This is why Bitcoin is different than other altcoins and other crypto. This is why Bitcoin was being talked about in the highest levels of government, and why countries are stacking it, and why companies are stacking it, and why states are proposing to stack it. This is why it was the biggest ETF launch in history. This is why, right? So you come with your why, then you take it 0.01 at a time. And then the 0.01, the other reason is because then the exchange rate does matter. Like currently right now, it's like 0.01 is like 840 bucks, right? Or 850 or 830, okay? That's a good chunk of money. That's a great chunk of money. And so you need to choose as family to just be like, another 0.01, another 0.01, another 0.01. And then the other number that we talk about is 0.21, okay? Because there's only 21 million Bitcoin. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. And that hard cap supply is exactly what makes it better than fiat money. Fiat money, there is no cap. Fiat money is just an arbitrary rubber band that's just moving back and forth all the time. And that's what creates the economic cycles or creates the stock market cycles and things like that, is because there's a committee of people, a small group of committee people that are like, we think the dollar should go up. We think the dollar should go down. And they're just choosing all the time and just monkeying around with it all the time. Bitcoin is not like that. There's only 21 million and that's set in stone, and everyone that participates with the software understands that. And that's what keeps everyone on the same page more and more, okay? So why 0.21? 0.21, because when you divide 21 million by 0.21, you get 100 million, right? And then if you divide that by the 8 billion people in the world, you are in the top 1%. So that's how you get ahead of 99% of people. Check this out. I'm finishing plasti dipping my tires right here. So we drive a Tesla. That's hot in the news right now. And yeah, doing all that. So that's what we're working on today. And I want you to know, we're not too late to Bitcoin. Like a lot of people feel like that. Again, they see the 84,000, they see the 85,000 for whatever, for the full Bitcoin. And they think because again, you're thinking like stocks, like, oh, the stock price is now too high. Like I didn't get into the bottom, it's not a good time to buy it or whatever. And that's why, that's not the right framing. Like you want to get ahead of 99% of people, you want to get out of that framing. Bitcoin is just a separate economic bucket. It's a better way of doing money, a better way of doing money. The better way to think about it is how much exposure do you have to fiat money? Like how much of your life are you constantly thinking about dollars? Like how much of your life are you constantly thinking about dollars? How much of your savings is exposed to dollars? For a lot of you, I would bet that the percentage is pretty high, right? You need to think about how much of your life is exposed to dollars, and then think about how much of your life is exposed to Bitcoin, and it's more just a percentage thing. And then you just focus on increasing your percent. So if today you're 100% allocated to dollars, 0% allocated to Bitcoin, just try to get to that 1%. even getting the 1% allocated to Bitcoin, again, puts you ahead of 99% of people, because 99% of people still think about Bitcoin just like it's a stock. They just think about it like any other investment. And it's not. It's a weird, interesting, I just keep using this word wonky. I don't know. Like, it's just different. Like, it's fully in its own separate bucket. And coming to terms with that will put you ahead of 99% of people.